been the vlog that many of my Malaysian and possibly Japanese subscribers have probably been looking forward to. We are playing with the mirror. Now we've still got to clean the mirror up. There's quite a bit of stuff in here from when we moved house, including the T-Rex dash with an LPM. Blackface one, so it's a bit of a pain though because the plug on this one is different from what we get released in the ADM chassis and the looms, so I have to try and get the plug from Japan or Malaysia or something for that, and I haven't found one yet. So if you guys know anyone that has that specific plug for a black face mirror that I can use to put in this into here without having to splice everything, please let me know. That would be great. Do have the Suzuki Ignis Recaros in here, which are yellow mesh. Really cool seats. Still have to weld the brackets on the lower half of this one. And I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but we picked up a Super AFC, oh god, from a pawnbroker of all places, which will control the air fuel a little better in this, so hopefully it'll give it a bit of a smoother rev range. Golden exhaust to put onto this, but first I have to get rid of these guys. My twin 4-inch blast pipes off an S15. So it is in desperate need of a bath. The cats. There's the interior. Nice and pretty. Keeping it safe with my Ubuntu sunshade. Okay, so this is a mess of what we are currently doing. So I'll just show you straight up. It's probably the most back-friendly car to work on, at least.
No.
No. This thing's probably never come off in its entire life. It's been probably the last maybe, what, 2 hours, 3 hours?
I don't even know, it could have been 3 days at this point.
A lot of time trying to get this little guy off. In the crank collar off, we've got the new alternator on it, which is now a little dirty because we have a lot of rubber and stuff that we're gonna clean the bay. We've got the new water pump sitting up here. It's so tiny. Look how tiny the blades are. You get there, Brits? Rita. Show some one of the other cats playing. I got that on camera. Persephone just I don't even know what she done. Backflip, side flip, super bug catcher. I did replace the radiator in the mirror, replaced the headlights with the Japanese ones with the little chrome trims. They were crystal clear, but the Australian sun has absolutely destroyed the clear coat on these. So I'm gonna have to try and peel all this off, give them a sand, and hopefully get them re-clear coated, and they hopefully go back to clear again, not a bit yellow, because that kind of sucks. The smallest turbo you'll ever see. That's how big it is. I gave this job to Benjamin probably about 3 years ago. It was meant to be a shop job a long time ago, but I always got put on the back burner, so it never really got done, which is why we're doing it now.
Yeah, glad I am that freaking I got a chance to do this job.
Mirrors are fun. They can be a bit of a pain to work on. And they're obviously quite cramped to work on. Strongest car you've ever had to work on, Benjamin?
It's just like a 30, we should just cut it off to start with.
Takes the cake for the most difficult crank collar ever. You gotta say something climactic.
No. That climactic?
No. We take all of that out. How do mirrors make you feel?
Depressed.
Depressed?
You need to be filing your crank gear, not
the one that you mounted on me?
me.
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Where I'm putting the water pump, the new water pump on. Nothing on this car has been easy. So we've done the crankshaft seal twice. The first one was, well, the one on the car was absolutely munted. The second one we put on slid in on an angle too far and was a bit weird. So I pulled it out, and I did buy the timing kit from, I think it was super cheap. As a full complete timing kit, they gave us 2 other crank seals and no cam seal. So I had to go hunting around a bearing shop and get a proper cam seal for this little guy. So there's the new cam seal. It's got a little plate on it.
Yes.
Okay, put it back on.
Upside down, Miss Jane. For the oldies in the house.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Exactly.
But water pump on. Hopefully the crank doesn't leak. The thrust washer bearings on the crank did not look too healthy though, so I'm not prepared, but I will accept if this motor does not last for ages. I'm gonna ask a lot of it and a lot of Ks of it in the coming months, so hopefully it'll be alright, and hopefully it's just a, you know, tiny little K car parts moving around because they're tiny kind of thing. But it could also, I don't know, drop the thrust washer bearings and spin a big end. Or are they called little ends in this? Are they called little end bearings because it's a little car? It's micro ends, and we need this up and running for the weekend, hopefully, for some driving.
Let's hope she takes the seal.
Hope so. Trusting in your workmanship, Benjamin.
Oh, okay.
At least we got some nice new shiny bits on this thing. But yeah, that's also why I'm not tidying the motor up, because I did tidy it up, what, 2 years ago? I painted the valve cover, cleaned everything up, but because it's got the vented bonnet and it sits here out in the open, it just gets dirty and corroded and stuff. And it's a daily. As long as it drives, it's okay. I don't want to modify it. I don't want to get caught in the loop of modifying this, because I'm still stuck in the loop of modifying my 180, my FD, and my 32. So yeah,
Not
3 cars at a time.
Motor swapped full.
It is.
TRX, body, wheel, coilover. Yeah, definitely not modified.
Okay, slightly modified. The guys in Japan, I don't know if Malaysia got the all-wheel drive TRXX versions. So these things in our country never came out in all-wheel drive, never came out as turbo. They were very boring little daily cheapo cars, and they were treated as such by the general population. A lot of them were beaten, ran into things, run into the ground, etc. But yeah, no, this one, we had the EF-EL, which is a 660cc non-turbo, tiny little motor. Don't know the super details. I want to go to Japan and find out more about these in the near future, and hopefully get a bit more knowledge down about the K cars and the models and what they came out as and all that kind of stuff. But either way, it is one of the few little turbo mirrors getting around with a turbo motor. Tires, average, just to get me by. That's another thing we have problems with in this country. So trying to get tires for this car that small is very hard. These had to be custom ordered in because they're so small, and we don't have cars this small over here. I can't even find it. Where is it? There you go. So they're 165, 55, 13. And I wanted something like with a lower profile and a bit more stretch. So they're not even like the correct sizing that I want. That's just what's getting me by until I can find the correct sizing. So I did end up actually hitting up one of the other K-car guys, and I ordered in some even smaller tires, and he got them straight from Japan. So I might come show you guys those. We're still building the shed, so we're getting there. All the panels are done. As you can see, there's the doors just here. All the other panels are at the back here. We kind of just need an extra 2 hands to get this up. This is pretty much probably where it's going to go, under here. We'll pull this out and just put a big shed here because it's already level ground and stuff. So that should work pretty well. That's my new 32 bonnet. Dum dum dum. Ah, hit you, girl. I'm gonna get you finished soon. The second this 32 is done, we crack straight into the 180, hopefully by January. That's my aim. Nothing really we can do about the ground. Concrete at the moment is very, 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 very expensive. That's just chilling. And Ray's just chilling. Alright, there's my tires up there. Now, it's way too hard to get in there right now. I apologise. 145 60 13s. So hopefully they're better tyres overall than the things I currently have on. But we'll see. How's it turning out, Benjamin?
Like any other car.
Like any other car?
It's stopping me from working on my own.
I got pretty pictures of them, at least.
12 mil.
We saw the Judge looking all pretty.
9 years ago I had that pop up on my Facebook.
9 years ago?
Yeah.
The Judge?
Yeah, in black with its flares and its dumb steelies on
They're
it.
talking about the orange R33 Skyline. Orange and black.
Oh, straight black.
Oh wow, okay, so that was even after you got it. So you had it for like 10 years, the original.
The original.
That's the V2. The original got written off up the mountain into a friend of ours. Well, they both rode each other off. Ben hit Bo. And Bo was in a 31, yeah, Ben was in a 33. So Ben crashed and Bo hit Ben. So it was your fault?
Yeah.
Ah, you wrote your own car off.
Yeah.
I thought you both screwed up. Either way, 33 is gone. That is V2. The funny thing about that car was a friend of ours actually owned it before Ben bought it. They used to drive together, both of the orange Skylines, and they're both the same kind of orange and black in the same spots and stuff. The only difference was Ben's was a fully forged R33 manual drift car, and the one down the back used to be an automatic. Did you do the manual conversion?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it used to belong to an old friend of ours, and after Ben wrote his 33 off a couple of years later, he ended up offering the car to Ben to keep it in the in the circle, which was cool. So we're just multitasking at the moment. I'm doing some editing, and Ben is currently filing down the crank collar, timing belt pulley, if you want the correct name. I'm like, cool, alright, let me just grab this bag out of the back here and clean the back of the car up. Went to get in here, I'm like, cool, just grab this. And little mister, are you right there, Pandem? Making yourself at home? Terror? I didn't say you could get in my car. He's a very smart little kitty. Terror. And the other one is back there chilling on the grass. Okay, I'm gonna clean the back of the mirror out a bit. Let's do that. Pandem, can you please get out of my car? It has been a hot minute.
Several days later.
Okay. Well, we're up to the final stage. We've put alternator belt back on. The replacement alternator, we're not sure entirely if it's due to the manufacturing of that specific alternator, or
It looked the same.
maybe it did look the same. We done a parts check, like we done a whole bunch of research on this to try and find the right alternator for an EFJL. Completely unsure if the EFEL and the EFJL had any form of differences. However, because this thing has kept spitting belts on me for the last, I don't know, 2 years, we can only assume that maybe the alternator that was put on it was the incorrect alternator, somehow between it coming from Japan and coming to here. So I'm not sure, but that alternator is now kaput. The old alternator is now inside. We've got the new alternator on. However, Benjamin has had to get fancy and spacer the hell out of it to try and get the alternator bracket and the alternator to work.
With my passion finger.
Passion fingers. We talked about passion fingers.
It's not quite straight.
Do you guys remember what passion fingers was? This is passion fingered. Well, it's not really passion fingered. It's Franken fingered.
That's what they used to call me in college.
I would hope not. I cannot see anything. Your light is too bright.
Now I can't see anything. My light is this.
This light. So is that going on pretty easily?
No.
I was about to say.
Nothing on this car.
The previous 2 or 3 belts I've had to put on this have been an absolute nightmare to try and get on and get the tension enough on the alternator and the belt to pull.
Something is wrong.
Can't be wrong. It's a factory alternator on a factory motor. Unless it was a completely wrong alternator. The first time that had nothing to do with us.
It's not a Nissan, it's wrong.
It's a die. You've got to give the die some cred. Bunta's driving.
Have a light back, please.
No. Yes.
Or at least put it on that bolt so I can see it.
Okay.
Tighten my tension.
I was looking at Bunta's. At the stage of putting everything back together. This is my cold air intake. It's the size of maybe a 50-cent piece. A coin. Like my thumbnail. And look how much.
Well, this is your PCV. So.
Meow. Meow. Look at it. I have a mushroom. It's literally a mushroom on a stick. It's my PCV.
PCV.
It's my PCV.
Yep.
Does that mean I don't need it?
No, that's just how big it is coming out of your tappet cover. Hilarious. You should make a tiny catch can that's size accurate to those lines.
like a Tic Tac box.
Something like that.
Tic Tac. We use a Tic Tac candy box as a oil catch can.
The old alternator works perfectly as the bracket works perfectly as a PCV holder.
Fair enough. Goes this way, down here.
You need your tender.
I gotta no, it's alright. I'll place it on, get the car running, make sure it runs, and tomorrow I'm gonna get a pressure washer out and smash the front of this before we put it all back together.
Check that you've got no water in your cylinders.
Oh yes, that's a good point. Yeah, another problem with having a TRXX bonnet is this. You might have to shine it indirectly so it's not directly on what I'm looking at. I think every time it rains, the water hits the intercooler, then runs down underneath the intercooler, somehow travels along the ignition leads, and then pulls up into my cylinders. This one's not too bad at the moment. That one's not too bad, and that one's not too bad. It hasn't rained in a while, so hopefully we got lucky there. But what it means is I usually have to pull out my leads, check them. Yeah, no, see, that's wet. So we've got puddles in there. So I have to get that out now. Otherwise the car misses when I try to start it. Look at that, it's gross. So I don't know how long I'll keep this, or if I can try and get around it not leaking everywhere, because it's really annoying. The little cesspools in there is actually brake cleaner. It looked worse. So this is my little cleaning kit. Every time it rains, this thing comes out, and I pretty much just jam this down the cylinder holes. Try to soak up whatever water gets pulled in there. Do that for about 10 minutes, and then it runs again. Gotta be careful that you don't like wedge on them though, because of the snapper spark plug. So I also found out we're hitting up Luke Sheridan. So he's like the OG of the mirrors that I know of. The guy knows so much mirror knowledge. He should probably live in Malaysia. He has one of only 3 known Daihatsu service manuals with all the torque specs required for the cam bolt, the crank bolt, and the idler pulley bolt. Could not find them anywhere online. I will leave them in another K-car vid for any other Mira guys or L200 guys or Peru, I don't know how you guys say it. Perudua, cancel. The Peruda cancel. Cancel Peruda. Some damn cool parts. Have you seen some of the parts they do for them, Benjamin? They like anodize everything. Like they custom billet CNC everything. It's so damn cool. And like the turbos on them, they cut off the front bars and they put big friggin' like T28s on them. Spark plugs. That one's good. Yeah, that's good. That one's not good. And hopefully once the car turns on, the heat will dissipate any remaining moisture. Spark plug uno. Click. Dos. just did not click very well, but it's on. Alright, intake's on. Enough. Did we check that we didn't have any dirt or anything in that?
I checked for wasps.
You checked for wasps?
You live in the middle of nowhere and you go pretty mile.
I found that this actually might be a case of one of these things disintegrate. Yeah, look. So I might replace this. Sorry, HKS.
Stole it off my motorbike.
I did steal off your motorbike. That's why the intake's all retarded. Because that's actually to suit a bike. And this is a Mira size.
Put it on. I want to turn this thing on. It's freaking hungry.
Okay.
It's time for my daily staple of pizza.
Alright, are we good?
Ease.
Hopefully nothing catches fire. If it does, just start screaming. The fuel on this is like over 7 months old too.
Yeah, that might stop it.
What are you talking about? It's a Mira! Doesn't need some acceleration though. I'm coming, Mira! I'm sorry! Come on, you can do it! I believe in you! Go, little Mira, go! That was all my words of encouragement. Look at that.
Oh my bolt nut spacing alignment. Check it out.
Those mirrors. Welcome back, little Mira.
Thank you, UNCF. Gigantic nut. That's what I used in the end to get the spacing right.
We has a Mira again. Yay for mirrors and blindingness. I'm gonna get it at least a couple of minutes to warm up, and then we'll see if she's got smooth idle. Smooth road range. I'm hungry. I think I'm hungry too.
You good? She's gonna yell at me for my camera skills being trash, but at the same time it's been on the car for like 6 hours and I got a light and new pure spring water and a lack of caring. Suck it.
Ew. I'm gonna do a big radiator flush.
Head gaskets optional.
Sorry, don't tell me that.
You don't have a heater in this, or you did have a heater in this?
I do have a heater in this.
Can you swish it on, please?
And put that through my heating.
Yeah, you got thermo fan switch. You don't have to turn your thermos on.
Should be, yes. But everything in my dash here is all black. Even when I turn the headlights on just then, like this is headlights.
Uh-oh, spaghetti.
So none of my interior. Oh no, don't worry. Don't worry. There's an LED conversion in the dash stuff that turns it on and off randomly. So half the time I don't have dash lights. It's all good. I have to revert them back to old analog little bulb things.
Well, until we hear your fans kick on then, just keep an eye on the temperature.
I think that does turn on after a certain amount of time.
Oh, what a freaking hope so.
Well, there's no reason it wouldn't.
It's so dirty.
How good is that? The Mira's alive.
It's like the nicest I've heard it run in a long time.
The Mira's always ran really nice. It just, I don't know if it's gonna run nice though. All the soot. Alright, now I can see what I'm doing. Eco AC on, let's turn it on this one. There we go. And sweet, I should start using the heater. Let's see if all the other lights and stuff down here work. Hey, they do work. Okay, we have bonnet lights.
Alright, check that.
Underglow.
I better check. Did we put one in the car? The inside of the car telling you how much it is?
Voltmeter. Yeah, I can check. Give me a second.
Go check.
Well, yeah, grab that for a second. It's hidden behind my shampoo bottle. 13. Hold on. Close to 14. Headlights are on. Car start change. Hazards on. And all the LEDs on. If you're wondering, that's the Doraemon theme song. 12 to 13, like right now it's sitting dead on 12, but it's low idle. 12.8, maybe 13, 13.1, I'm guessing. Doesn't move. My god, mirrors are cool. How's that? We didn't lose the thrust washer bearings after all.
Sorry?
All that crank walk and it's still fine.
Oh, we'll see.
Don't tell me that. I'm just trying to get the temps up at the moment to see if the fan will kick in. At the moment we're still charging steady at around 13.2. That's good news. That is really reassuring, at least to see. I love my mirror. Look at it. So the Australian sun melted my Fusinot off my roof like a million times, so I just gave up. I'm gonna have to super glue it onto the roof. And that's my wink mirror. It's a 5-panel mirror that desperately needs a clean. Everything's still on outside. Yep. Wow, okay, it is staying on. That's sick. I'm gonna get out and have a look. See how everything's going. It's alive! The reason I turned all the lights off. Because the hazards are on. When I turn the hazards off, so all this is customizable, I can change all the underglow, all that kind of stuff. There you go, hazards off. These things just do its own thing. I put LED strips down the sides here. They change colours, the Parkers change colours, front has neons, the sides. Oh, doing that thing where I call them neons again. LEDs, RGB LED, and there you go. And that is the default mode for whenever I'm just driving about and turning them on. However, if I indicate, the indicator will start running across the top and on the indicator light too. So not only hazards, so hazards will do both. This has like a pattern of like 300 different patterns through the roof spoiler. I did wire in the JDM fogs, little guys down here. They're just normal. I turn my right indicator on. We've got fast flashing on this one because I've got the front bar off and the front blinker is not connected, so it's creating a shorter circuit. But yeah, how cool is that? I'm actually really glad that the nighttime footage for this is coming out pretty well so far from what I can tell on the camera. Lately I've been filming on like an auto mode, and the auto sacrifices the shutter speed, therefore ruins the night quality. Whereas this is actually looking pretty good on the camera. Like this would have had a whole bunch of blur and you wouldn't have been able to make out any detail, so good news. I said it sits around 12.9 to 13 at idle with everything on.
And you got to remember your battery needed to be jumped.
Yeah.
I'm not running the jump pack anymore, so it's actually charging your battery as well.
Yep. How cool is that look? Oh, mirror! So happy. How hot? It is over half. I think the last time it came on, it gets up to like at least 3/4. It's almost at 3/4. But these things can rev to 9,000, 10,000 RPM. I'm so excited it's alive. I have my own front yard disco. The grass is very long. We're doing a bit of a radiator flush.
actual
Yeah, no.
flushes.
I'll probably have to pull this out and flush that, and then flush the system with a hose for like a good 20 minutes or so. I think I've dialed that down as much as I can to try and stop it from overfueling, and it still does overfuel quite a little bit. Okay, step 1 down. Get the mirror running again. We still have plenty more left to go on this. So, welcome the Mira back to the channel. Hope you guys are looking forward to this. I am super looking forward to driving it. I just paid 6 months worth of rent that I never got to use. But as you can tell, these things are so bloody much fun. So much fun to play with, to drive, to mod. I don't know, you just can't not smile when you have one of these. Alright, that is it for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the shenanigans, and if you do enjoy all the shenanigans on the channel, please hit that thumbs up. It does mean a lot. It tells the algorithm to up our content, which is great because it means more content for you guys. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, for watching the videos, and liking and commenting. It's always fun reading your feedback on this as well. Like, for me, this is just what I do. This is my life. I don't see living any other way, and I like sharing that with people. So I hope you guys enjoy the fun and the shenanigans and the foolishness that we get up to. And there will be plenty more where that came from. So I'll catch you guys next time. If you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, wherever the sub button is. It's somewhere there. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye! Benjamin, no! We're gonna go have a rave now, apparently. Oh, okay, you're doing, that's not Darude Sandstorm?
Well,
oh no, that's that Blow My Whistle song, isn't it?
yeah.
You guys know that one. So happy I found the shutter speed setting. Thank you, Macca, for suggesting that I prioritize shutter speed. That has changed my nighttime life for filming. Look at it. It actually doesn't break up too bad. Okay. I will stop, what do you call it? Fangirling?